What's going on, YouTube? I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Thoughts and Divine Wisdom. And today, what I would like to talk about is something very dear to me. Actually, I realized something of myself that I just found out, that my whole life journey and everything that I've done thus far in my life has trained me to this certain point. I know how to transmutate or transfigure or mutate energy, or some people call it being in energy. You know how to alchemize energy, alchemize yourself, and that's what I am. I've done it my whole life and didn't even realize I was doing it. But now that I've come across a couple of videos, I realized, okay, hey, this is what I've been doing. So I say to you, hey, I'm gonna keep pushing this envelope to what I do, because after all, I do want to help people. But that's what this video is going to be called. It's going to be called Energy Transmutation. And that's what I'm going to call this video. So, anyways, everything that I've said thus far, from my past videos to now, actually shows that I've been through a lot in my life. But those things that I've been through is actually governed me, or it trained me to be who I am today. And that is called a spiritual alchemist. That's what I am. I am a spiritual alchemist. I know how to take negative energy, transmutate it, and make it light energy. That's what I've always done my whole entire life. That's why people, when they see me, they think that I have hate in my heart. Excuse me. They think I have hate in my heart because of something they did back in their past. But when I pull up with joy. And I even sometimes, if it was a very important lesson, they may think that they did something wrong, but I'll sit there and thank them, because that was a lesson, that was a part of my journey that I needed to learn. So in some senses, I even thank them, like, hey, thank you for that life lesson. But see, in their heart, because some of them are really karmic. Some of them are very karmic, okay? They think that there's negative intentions there if they see me, or if I see them, or whatever like that. No, nah. Because like I said, I've actually transmutated that energy into positive energy already. I don't hold on to things. I always look at every aspect of life for what it is. I take it with a grain of salt. And just like Philippians said about about whatever's good of heart, whatever's good, whatever's loving, whatever's whatever this loving, basically dwell on those things. And throughout my life, that's exactly what I did. I appreciated the positive that I got out of things, and I discarded the negative. And that's how I lived my life, my whole entire life. My life of 47 years, I lived my life that way. Live my life that way. So, and that's why when my mom was talking to me one time, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm sorry about this when we had to stay there and this and that." When she relayed that to me, my response was, "Man, that was one of the best times of my life right there." She couldn't understand what I was talking about. It was the positiveness. It was the positive attributes of that moment, that time, that energy, that era. Yeah, we were in a situation, but the moment and the memory and the aura of that time period was capitalized within my heart and my spirit. I'll never forget it. The good moments or the good energies were captured within that moment, time, and period is capitalized here. You see what I'm saying? So I know that sounds weird, but it's the truth. It's the God honest truth and everything. Each time period, moment, and period that I've been through, I call those things seasons. That's what it's called. Seasons. And every season that I've been into, I tried to take the positive out of the season and take it and bring it in. And remember the positive of each season. Yeah, there were negative time periods in each season, or now some seasons were really hard on people, hard on me and everything. But overall, what I did was I always took the positive out of every season and instill those things in my memory, in the moments. So when I look back at that time period, all I have is beautiful moments. And that's how I've done every part of my life. So, like I said, I am a transmutation. I transmutate energy, and I am a transmutation alchemist of the spirit. I've been doing it my whole entire life, and I am a goddamn grandmaster at it. And people don't even realize how serious I am with this. People don't even realize how serious I am when I take negative energy and transmutate it to positive energy. And I've done it my whole entire life. And now, fast forward to today, it's to the point where I've done this so long, God is blessing me, or I'm being blessed, you know. You know what, I need to have a video about who God is, actually. You may be surprised on what my conclusion is. But I've been blessed to do these things for 47 years of my life, not even knowing that I was doing it half of the time, because it's just ingrained in me to do it. To the point now where the light that I shine to people, I don't have to say anything, and people get positive energy from me without even talking to me. And when I actually say something to someone, it brings out a positive light from that person. Don't even have to even say anything. And I learned along the way that what you fix from within. Listen to me, y'all. What you fix from within is what you're going to exude out. to everybody else. And if you're not willing, if you are not willing to look into your proverbial mirror to fix the man in the mirror, if you're not willing to do that, then you could never get here where I'm at. Ever. You can never get here. You can never get here. Period. Because most people, and I'm not saying this to pass no judgment on anyone, but what I will say is most people would rather judge someone else or put the blame on someone else than rather look at themselves. It's real talk. Most people don't want to be accountable for themselves. They'd rather put the baggage or the blame on someone else. So you have here, you got people living their whole lives pointing the finger and putting the blame on someone else. Never ever looking at themselves, not once, not at all. And they've done it so much so to where when they try to look within, it's so scary that they're running from themselves. They're running from who they know, who they have transformed to. And when they look within, they see some monster they don't understand why it's there. They just know it's a monster and it's not good. It's scary, and they don't understand why it's there. They don't understand why it's there. So they are running from themselves. And with that being said, what people do is when you start running from yourself, you start looking for the divine, you start looking for answers. And you've heard it time and time again from certain your friends and certain people. Some people say, oh, I just want to be happy. Oh, I just want peace. Or I want love. Oh, all I want is just love and everything. Or, oh, I want this, I want, joy or whatever. Okay? Which are valid things to want. Valid things to want. Okay? But the problem with most people is when they ask for those things, the issue and the thing that they do is they turn out to the world to try to find them. They turn to the world to try to find those things. Love, happiness, peace, joy, steadfastness. They turn to the world and try to find those things. And that's why you see these people miserable, because they think that a Louis Vuitton belt is happiness. They think that a brand new car, a brand new house is happiness. They think money is happiness. When the truth is they're miserable. And only to find out that all the answers they seek wasn't even answered because they turned out to the world. They turned to the world only to find no answers, and in the end, they still haven't fulfilled that void that they have inside in their heart. And so from there, they become bitter, they become angry, they become resentful, they become hurtful, or even worse. I've seen people go look at these kids, or these young kids out here going on killing sprees because the answers to the world didn't give them the answers they needed. So in the end, they said that I'm just going to go out in the blaze of fire. They're going to go out. And that's what the world gives you. So the world can't give you the happiness that you seek. The world can't give you the answers or anything like that you seek. When you're looking for the fruits of the Spirit, because that's what they are, the fruits of the Spirit: love, happiness, peace, joy, peace, steadfastness, kindness, gentleness. When you're looking for the fruits of the Spirit, okay, it can't come from the world. They can only come from within. This is where you need to seek. And guess what I said? And what did I tell you before? What did I tell you before? I told you, see, and people don't want to turn in. People don't want to turn inside. Why? Because they don't know themselves. They lack accountability. They lack looking into their mirror. They lack it. So therefore, they're not going to look within to find happiness, peace, joy. Real talk. They're not going to look within to find these things. Why? Because they don't even know themselves. And they hate looking within, because if they have to look at themselves, that means they got to be real with themselves. That also means that they can't lie to themselves, and they can't lie to the divine Father. They can't lie to the divine Spirit either. It's one of the most, that initial aspect of everything is one of the most hardest things for people to do. It sounds easy, but this is the most hardest thing for people to do, to truly look at theyself and say, man, I'm effed up. Man, I should have never did this. Man, I hurt this person bad. Man, I wish that I would have did things differently. Or even say, man, I apologize for everything that for the things I did. It is so hard for people to do that. It's hard for people to do that. Hard. So guess what? Because they don't do it, and because they refuse to look in their rearview mirror, and because they refuse to look internally, spiritually, they basically cut themselves off from the trueness of the fruits of the Spirit. They cut themselves off. And it's all because in order for them to truly find those things, they got to look within. And in order to find those things, you got to know yourself. In order to know yourself, you got to look at all the things you went through. And this is what they don't want to do. This is not what they want to do. For real. So they become karmic, hating on the next man, trying to get advantages on how many people they can how many people they can use or abuse or get over on. It's not just people outside of your family, it's people in your family too. This the same way. Desiring the world and is willing to put family members and friends and people they know under the bus just to get there. Real talk. Willing to do that. And if you knew all the karmics in your family, in the end, you'll be hurt if you found out. It'll be like a soap opera. You'll be like, what? You? You too? That's how you'll be. That's how you'll be. That's how you'll be. You'll be the same way. You'll be that way. You'll be shocked. Because of who is doing what, and who's stabbing you in the back and not even telling you, and who is over here smiling in your face and behind your back sitting there and throwing dirt on your name. Imagine knowing the truth. Imagine knowing the truth. A lot of people will be hurt and shocked after what they see. Hurt and shocked. You wouldn't know what to do. You'd be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe my mom was doing this to me. I can't believe my dad was doing this to me. I can't believe my brothers or my sister was doing this to me and everything. You'll be shocked. You'll be stunned to find out what they actually doing. Grandparents and aunties and cousins. You'll be shocked. Like, yo. But I'm going to say this right here. So a lot of people can't walk this journey, not because there's something I did that they can't. A lot of people can't walk the journey because they haven't took the proper steps yet. And it ain't easy. It ain't easy. They haven't took the proper steps. It's gonna be a hard road. A lot of tears, a lot of trying to figure out whys, and the whole nine. But I'm here to say that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And if you walk this journey, there is a light in everything. And I think that there is so much joy on this side of things that people know. There's so much joy on this side when you relinquish the world and you start focusing on the spirit to become a better person. When you start focusing on the spirit to understand your existence. When you started focusing on the spirit to understand life in general, I promise you'll find so much more joy on this side compared to being on that side and everything. Because at one point in time I was on that side and everything, and I was in the world and I was like trying to buy the latest Jordans, you know, trying to buy new clothes, trying to have this status and all this stuff right here, but I didn't find happiness in that. I still felt empty when I was still on that side. Now that I've found understanding, I found the truth, and I found peace on this side. I don't have to, that void that I once had that I was trying to fill up with worldly things to try to fill up that void that never was filled. You have to buy something in order to put into the void, and then once that runs out, you got to find something else to put into the void. And then once that gets old, you got to find something else to put into the void. You gotta find something else to put into the void. I used to live my life like that. It's like nothing fulfilled this emptiness inside. But when I started looking within, when I started looking at who am I, that's when the answers came. Now, along the way, from since I was a child, I used to do certain things like, transmutate energy, and didn't even realize I was doing it. It's what made my world more palatable to me when I was, coming up. It just made the world more palatable to me. Transmutating energy, alchemizing energy, and making it this thing right here. Couldn't explain it, but I couldn't explain it then, but I was doing it. I was doing it. Like, I remember when freaking mint condition. I think it was 91. Just give an example. 91. I'm on my bed doing my middle school homework. And what I used to like to do while I was doing my homework, when I would have the radio right there playing, 97, Hot 97, where I'm from and everything. And I remember I was doing my homework, and then this song came on. It was from Mint Condition, Pretty Brown Eyes. I think that's what it's called. Or is it called Quit Breaking My Heart? I don't know. But I think it's Pretty Brown Eyes. And I would be doing my homework, and that song came on, and I was like, yo, it's the moments of memories, man. It's the moments of memories. It's the moment of that feeling and how you felt when you was doing that thing and how you felt afterwards. It's like, yo, that was deep. I know this is a small, story, but it just proves basically that there's moments and memories throughout the life that I transmutated within. And it may not be big to somebody else, but to me it was, But overall, this is what I do and this is what I am. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform my life towards doing this. Whatever I can do to help people, whatever I can do. And that's what I'm saying, man. I know I'm just sitting here because I don't really have too many, subscribers yet. But when the time comes and I'm blessed to have more subscribers, I want to help. I want to help people. I want to help people and everything. I'm wise enough to help. I know what I know. I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot to know what I know. And if I can help someone along their journey, then I'm doing my part to help them. Okay? Because like they say, because here's the truth. We all have our own path. And your path is not like my path, and my path is not like yours or anybody else's. It may have similarities to it, but it ain't the same path. So with that being said, I'm going to say, look, If you have any questions on anything, if you want me to break down a problem in your life on one of the videos or whatever like that, feel free to send an email to thoughts and divine wisdom at gmail.com. Okay? Feel free to do that. And on that note, like I said, the channel's new and everything's not up and running perfectly just yet. But one thing is for sure, the channel's existed and the email exists. So let me help you. Let me help you to be the best you. Look, you see my beard and all this and everything? That's called, that just came from me being a hermit. And I drive a truck. But what I'm talking about is, let me help you to be the best you spiritually. If you would like for me to assist and maybe give assistance and just, wisdom and understanding and also to learn self, then feel free to let me know, or send a message to thoughts and divine wisdom at gmail.com, and I will read your issue on what's. I won't say your name or anything like that. I'm not gonna say your name. But what I will do is I will take the issues in the emails, I will read it, and I will talk about it to help people understand what they're going through. Okay? So on that note, I wish you guys a wonderful morning. Take care and stay blessed. Talk to you later. Take care of you too. Bye-bye.